Hello everybody and welcome to my stream. As you can see, we are actually in the Nether. Now I have a couple of surprises for you guys, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. In case you're wondering, I finally managed to find a blaze spawner inside the fortress that I have. Oops, get you centered. There we go. I actually found a blaze spawner. So as you can see, I have actually been fighting the blaze a little bit. I have 4 blaze rods in my inventory. That's more than enough to make some Eyes of Ender, actually. Let me just go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. So that's more than enough. I don't want that. So that's more than enough for what I'm wanting to do right this moment. I actually am going to need 4 more of these. So what we're going to be doing this stream is I'm definitely going to be getting some more blaze rods. I'm going to try to get some more pearls. And hopefully we can do 2 different things today, which will be a level of awesome, if I do say so myself. But I have something that I'm going to show you pretty soon. If you hear some noise in the background, don't mind that. That's just M&Ms. But we're going to be doing something really cool really soon, so just stay tuned. So first of all, what we're going to be doing today, like I said, we're going to be farming some blaze rods. Yay, so let's spam some death messages in chat, shall we? Oh boy. So the spawner is this way, actually. There's probably like 10,000 blazes up here waiting for me. Oh, not yet. Okay, good. And yes, I have died here multiple times. That's why you're hearing the experience points be picked up. There's 1, 2. Rain it pours. Okay. I will be making this into a farm, but not today. Okay, let's go back. And yes, I am about to just spam some death in chat. But, look, I'm in iron armor. I don't have protection on my armor. It's just how it is. I'm not even sure I'm the first person that's found this, actually. There's just some things, like, I was apparently the first one to find the chests. Because I don't have any more swords. But apparently I was the first one to find the chest because when I did find the chests, they were all full. Or not full, but they had stuff in them. They had loot. And I was the one that got all of the hello. Okay. I was the first one to get the nether wart, but I keep seeing things in the nether that makes in this nether fortress makes me think somebody else has been here because I know I didn't do some of this stuff. Well, okay, so another thing that I did since the last time I streamed, since my last stream, and yes, I know I said today would be Sussy Friday, Well, I couldn't really get stuff together to do Assassin's Friday, so we're in Minecraft today. But this will eventually, I'm marking out right now where I'm going to put my trading hall. And where each one of these little mossy cobblestones are is going to be a villager that's going to be trading with me. So as you can see, there's several. I think I sat out like 35, 40, somewhere in there. 35, 40, between 35 and 40. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of villagers here after a bit. But I'm not just going to do it here. I'm probably also going to put another one like this over there. Another one behind it. Over there, I have plans for something else. This, I'm actually going to close over, and I'm going to continue to use that because it has some useful resources down in there. And I might even turn that into a mine later on. But over here, I'm actually going to put a couple of different villager things. I might do a second iron farm. It just depends. I usually have more than I need with that. Last time I made one, I had enough. I supplied the whole server with iron. I mean, there wasn't very many playing, but yeah. But I might put another one out here. I'm definitely putting like a potato and carrot farm over there because I will need those resources to trade with villagers. I'm also going to put a pumpkin and melon farm here simply because I don't plan on spending a lot of time here. Maybe AFK once in a while just to build up some iron in the farm. But I don't plan on being here too much, so putting the pumpkin and melon farm here would actually be pretty perfect because the one that I make actually makes quite a bit. Something else that'll go over here eventually, I'm looking at over here. Let me show you. Right over here. There's none spawning right now. Did I just see it over there? Well, there's none spawning over here right now. Oops. Oh, there we go. Maybe over here then. But you see there's squid spawning over here. That means that I could put a farm here. A squid farm. The one that I make is actually fairly small for what it is. A little compact. It doesn't have a ginormous collection system either, but it actually makes probably 2 chests full of stacks of ink sacks, and I would say about 20-30 minutes. Of course, you'll get some salmon in there too, and you can cook the salmon, but it makes a lot. It makes a lot. I'm also planning on making a food farm really soon because I'm getting kind of tired of chasing down cows and pigs. I'd rather just hurry up and make a farm. It's just a matter of going up onto the roof of the Nether and just building it there. I'm not going to do it here. I think I'm going to make it by my base in the mushroom island. Because this one actually leads to some pretty good biomes that I really do need. Like the warped forest, which I can get a lot of pearls there. And also where I was, let's see. Yeah, it leads to a huge warped forest. I think it butts up against Basalt Delta as well. So that's actually a pretty good source of some stuff. I would want to be a little closer to a Crimson Forest, actually, if I could find one. Simply because that is the best place to build the food farm that I'm wanting to build. The Basalt Delta, if I could find a really good fortress, like I know the one I have a homestead at is actually a pretty good fortress, and it is partially in the Basalt area, Basalt Delta, which is pretty much ideal, actually, for a wither farm. So I might turn that one into it. Okay. So now what I'm wanting to show you this is actually really, really cool. Okay. So I'm actually going to walk and show you because I don't think you'll believe me otherwise. Okay. So you see where I am, and yes, I finally finished the floor. By the way. Now I kind of blend in. Oh, I'm going to take off my armor. You can see it better. Now I kind of blend in. I can hide on my floor now. Okay. Now, since some of y'all probably won't believe me, I'm going to show you. So we're starting at this base, right? We're going to start walking in this direction. I only found this out because I was trying to find some gravel, and I just decided let's head in this direction and just keep walking and just see. So I did. I started walking. Excuse me. I didn't find any gravel, but I did find something. And you are not going to believe me. Okay, so let's turn here. I think I got around most of the island. And yes, this is a very, very large island. In case you haven't seen some of my prior streams where I was on this island or I talked about this island, it's actually the size of about 3 of these islands put together. It extends way over that direction. This is probably a good 10,000 square block island. Or larger. I don't know. I haven't really tried to... Well, I say 10,000 square block. It's probably not that big. Okay, well, I guess it's going to be more at night. I'll have to find it. But we're in a deep ocean. Do I have it? No, I don't have my boat. Dang it. Forgot to grab my boat. But let's see if I can see some light this way. I don't think it's going to. Or am I in the right spot? No, dude, I'm not in the right spot. It's over this way. I also kind of think I have to be, it has to be at night to see it better. No, I think it has to be more over this way. So I forget which one that I went down to, but it was one of these areas, like right here. It went down into the ocean. Maybe it's this one. Maybe not. Also, I'm sorry if I sound a wee bit stuffy. I'm having a little bit of an allergy issue. Maybe it is this way. I'm just tripping. Well, it's fixing to be nighttime, so that's all good. Oh no, I'm out of food. I need food. Okay, well, I'll just tell you before I just die. Out this way, one of these 2 areas. A wee bit off the land. I think it's... I don't know. There is an ocean monument. There's actually an ocean monument out this way. And you see how close I am to my base. Okay, but that's not even the best part of this base that I have. Why am I so low on food? But see... Because see, I was in my... I actually took a boat because I was trying to just see if there was anything nearby that was just all sand or all gravel. There is something nearby that's all sand, though. You really can't see it. But there's an ocean monument really, really close to here. There's actually an ocean monument just off the coast. And actually, I'm just going to teleport back to my house. And I know that last stream I said that I was going to try to find an end portal. And that was my intention, to find it on stream. Well, I started off at my other base, you know. The one, the one on the savannah. I had started off there because I was determined, you know what, seems like it'd be really close to a portal. I'm just going to start here and I'm going to try to find a portal from here. And I did. I came really close to finding a portal. I came really close. I saw where the eye went to, well, I did not find where the eye went to ground. I'll be honest. I didn't get that far, but I know where it's at, or generally I know where it's at. So I was planning on going to that location and just finding it on stream because it can't be a very long trek. But then I decided, you know what? I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here just for kicks and see where the end portal is from here. Because I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's going to be a ways. It's going to be a long way. It's going to be so far. It's just going to be this big long trek. I mean, look at my coordinates. Look at my coordinates. It's going to be a long, long trek. Well, you know what? That was famous last words, in my opinion. I just thought my famous last words, because look at this, okay? Home portal. Look at my coordinates. We are literally less than like 200 or 300 blocks from where I was just standing at. We're out in the middle of the ocean. Portal. I didn't even expect to find this. I'll be honest, okay? I'll be honest, and this is going to sound weird. I did not even expect to find this. Because when I saw where the eye went to ground, I was thinking, okay, we're going to be going down this long, huge distance down. We're going to be going so far underground because before I had to dig down so far just to find a portal. No. Nope. I dug down 10 blocks. I dug down 10 blocks. This isn't where I dug down, but you know. Okay, so we're doing that, huh? So like, I dug down 10 blocks. This is actually where I dug down at. See, right there. Shoot. Right there is where I dug down. That's where the water starts. Right there. I dug down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not even 10 blocks. Not even 10 blocks. I dug down not even 10 blocks and just found a portal. Just found a portal. Found portal right here. Right. Where was it? Right here. So before we really get started looking for Eyes of Ender, well, really, blaze rods and pearls. We're going to kill some of these aliens first. Because I really, really need food. I forgot to do this before starting stream, actually, so please forgive me for doing this on stream. I know this is not very entertaining to watch. Ow. But yeah, I could not believe it when I realized that I have both an ocean monument and another portal right by this base. And this is going to be my main base too. So that's like perfect. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better setup. And I'm not even sure how I found it. Really, I'm not. Now we're just going to cook the meat. So, what I really need to do in order to really get started on the trading hall here, what I really need to do is to find slime. Now, I don't know where there would be a slime chunk. I do know that I can't have one near my main base, so I may end up putting one near here if I can find a slime chunk nearby. But I'm not sure I really have enough stuff to do that. Not right now, anyway. So, my main thing is that I really want to get enough diamonds to make a full armor. Oh, I forgot I had that. I really want to get enough diamonds to make a whole armor. To make full armor gear. Excuse me. To make full diamond gear. And then once I do that, I'll go searching for some netherite. Well, ancient debris, but you know. That music just seems too loud. Okay. So, first thing that I'm going to do, actually, while I'm thinking about it. So I'm coming... Okay, so I have some materials that we can start on our little sorting system here. Actually, remember to get the materials. Oh yeah, there were only 2 libraries in the Nether, not Nether, in the Stronghold. There were only 2 libraries in the Stronghold, but I still got a decent amount of books out of it. Well, that was a weird noise. Ah, there's my boat. Don't really need it right now, though. Oh, yeah. I went and found the diamond block at that woodland mansion that I found last stream. I got the diamond block out of it. Okay, so this is my other home that I had set for the other nether. I keep saying nether, it's the end. The other end portal. And it's that direction. That direction. It's over here somewhere. It's probably on top of this hill. That's where it seemed like it was before. When I was here by myself. And yes, I really want to get a good stockpile of books because once I start getting these villagers, I will be needing a lot of books. And while I will be making a sugarcane farm and all that, I forgot to grab boots. Are my leather boots here? No, okay. So we're just gonna do this. And I'm going to grab me some leather boots. Leather boots. I know I have some. There we go. And now we're going to keep on searching. This way. Wait, where'd it go? But no, for real, where did it go? I know I didn't hear it break. There it is. Wait, did it go down? It went down. Okay, so we dig down here. And I find that the best way to do this is just to dig straight down. So that's so we can see our death coming. Told you. Just in case, let's do that. Because I don't want a surprise creeper. Oh, is that a spawner? No, this is somebody's. Wait. Wait. Uh, um, well, this is somebody's house. I found somebody's house. Somebody made a house in a fortress? Somebody made a house in a fortress? I mean, that's a cool idea, but somebody really made a house in a fortress. I, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? For multiple things. But you literally made a house in a fortress. Nope, we're not going that way. Like, all of this was missing from my fortress. I mean, my stronghold that I found. Like, all of this was just missing from mine. Yeah, they took the books. Okay, so whoever's home this is, yes, I dug down into your house. Yes, I am sorry I did that. But as you can see, I did not do anything to your house, I promise. I'm still just shocked. Because I was definitely not expecting this to be somebody's place of residence. Okay. So we're just going to delete home temp 2. Just where I set this one at. And we're going back to the Mushroom Island. And we're doing thing number 2 that I had planned. Which, there it is. And thing number 2 was actually just working on getting this item sorted together, because having my stuff all spread out and just dumped in various chests is just really getting next to me. This is like my number 1 thing that I need to get done in order to be happy in Minecraft. As you can see, I've already started getting things sorted. Okay, so like my sorting system, I have to group things together for me to be happy. I have to group things together. So like right here is dirt. Then you have wet dirt. Mud, obviously. You have rooted dirt. Then you have sand. Then you have sandstone. And then right here, we have gravel. Then we have cobble. Then this is going to be stone. This is going to be cobbled deep slate. And then we're just going to have deep slate. And from there, we're just going to go down the block list. So this whole floor right here is probably going to be at least half just blocks. As you go up the tower, is going to be more items rather than blocks. Except when it comes to copper, gold, iron, Those I'm going to actually put, like the raw ore, I'm going to put the ingot, then I'm going to put the block. I'm going to group them all together. So for the item sorter here, first things first is you put your hoppers facing into your chests like this. I'm sure all of y'all know how to put this together. I am so disorganized. I'm gonna have to make so much stuff because I don't have it on hand, but that's okay. I'm allowed to do this. I hate this. I hate the way I'm doing this. But you know what? It's just the way it is right now. Okay, so item sorter. Okay, now this only works for like 16 and 64 things. Stacks. Oh, I did not think this through. I'm gonna have to cover this up partially. I did not think this through. Okay. Change of plan, I guess, with this thing. Part of it's gonna be covered up. Part of it's just gonna be this tinted glass. Okay. So. Okay. So that's this thing. Oh, I messed up. My bad. It's been a minute since I built one of these. It's been a minute. So I apologize. Okay. Let's see. Got 5, so we're going to do 5 of these. And this has to go in here like this. And they have to be on the blocks here. They can't be on the ground in between. Next, we're actually going to make some more of those, but we're going to make them... Wait, do I need stone? Oh, welcome! I think my connection just crashed. I think my internet is just slow. Welcome, welcome! I'm not sure if I want to welcome that last one. Oh. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So back to this. Let's do 10 of those. Yeah, I think I need stone. Okay. So, let's do this. Okay. So, yay, new people. Okay, so I'm just fixing to make some stone real quick. I'm gonna make some stone real quick, and also I'm fixing to munch on some M&Ms with peanut butter, so... I'm sorry. I mean, this is claimed. There's really nothing they can do because it's claimed. And there's nothing I can't really undo as a mod. But I really don't want to let new people come to my base when I'm not familiar with them. And I do know that there are some plugins that need to be updated. I'm not sure which ones. But I just don't let new people come on principle. I'm so sorry. There's my cobble. Okay. So I'm just going to try to smelt 2 stacks of this into stone so I can make me some comparators and repeaters. I'm going to need a whole lot of those for that sorting system. And in case you're wondering, yeah, it's probably going to cause a lot of lag on the server once I get it done, but it's okay. Why isn't it going into these? I think I'm lagging. I think I'm lagging bad and I just don't realize it. How's my stream looking? I see. Oh, there it is. If I'm not lagging, how am I doing? Or how are you doing, actually? That's more important. How are you doing this evening? How's everybody doing? If I'm not lagging too bad, let me know in chat how you're doing. Guess I'm lagging pretty bad then. Well, sorry it's a laggy stream. You're at my stash? What stash? What do you mean you're at my stash? Oh, hey. Please do not spam Discord servers in the chat. What do you mean, why do they leave? Oh, if I don't know if you're listening to my stream, but if a player spams in chat, they sometimes will be kicked by the plugin. Okay. See, the way the plugins work is if it thinks that you're spamming, it will kick you. But if you are in our Discord, you can tag me or another mod or one of the owners, and you can request to be unbanned. We will actually go in to the server and check and see what happened. If it was for spam, usually we'll unban you. But if you are banned by a moderator, such as myself, that is a permanent ban. You will not be reversed. Well, I thank you, but I'm actually not going to be basing with anybody. I'm actually not basing with anybody. But if y'all want to base together, that is perfectly fine. In fact, we actually encourage communities like that. But I thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to need some nether quartz, actually, for comparators. I think I have some. Yeah, right there. And now I can make some comparators once I make some of these. And yes, I do know that I technically don't need to use any redstone. But, or to make the comparators, I don't need redstone. But, I'm going to need some anyway here in a couple minutes. Yes, redstone actually is very fun. I like working with redstone. Before we reset to before we reset for 1.19, I actually had a massive base. I had several different redstone farms. Let's see. Grab some more iron. But I actually had several redstone farms. I had a bamboo farm. I had a massive kelp farm as well. And when I say I had a massive kelp farm, I mean that I had a kelp farm that it was 15 blocks long. I was actually planning on making it bigger at one point, and then I just kind of gave up on that. I don't have any food. You see the 24 steaks in my inventory? That's what I got. I'm sorry. I don't have a food farm yet. Oh. Yeah, it's set to hard mode, so you will die of hunger. Let's see. I need to make some comparators. How many reds? Yeah, comparators. Redstone thingy. That's about right. Yeah, it's a it's gonna be an item sorter, and it's gonna be a fairly large one. I don't know why I just did that. I need that. Then we're doing this. There we go. And so now, let's do this. And that's the item sorter. So, with this, let's start with this one here. Put that in. Oh. I think I forgot something. Hold on. I need an anvil. Where's my iron blocks? There they are. Okay. So, I'm going to take these. Filter. Okay, I messed this up somewhere. I see where I messed it up. I put these facing the wrong way. Oops. That feels wrong. Feels like I should only do one tick. Oops. And these are facing the wrong way too. There we go. And the repeater does need to be on 5 ticks, I guess. Maybe not. It feels like it should only be on 1. Did I have the right way the first time? Yeah, I had the right way the first time. Okay then. I was gonna say, that just didn't feel right. So that's the start of that. 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. I will need some more filter items. And I prefer doing this with like netherrack or cobblestone, something that's not really used a whole lot and you always have a lot of. Because in the end with this item sorter, you're gonna end up needing a lot. Especially one the size that I'm making. And so what will feed into this is going to be a bunch of... So once I get all of this lined out and I get this item sorter figured out, it's actually going to feed in from a point probably lined up here, probably about 50 blocks by the end of it. My goal is to get back to that 175 item sorter that I had. I think you're lagging pretty bad, hun. Either that or I'm lagging super bad. But eventually this is going to be turned into a big, a large area like what I had before. This is going to actually become like I have a bone farm right there, or it will be when I'm done with it. It's going to be a bone farm. This is going to be my item sorter. Right over there is actually where I was planning on putting a bamboo farm. I'll be putting a sugar farm really close by. I'm not actually going to make a cow farm, but I'm not actually going to be making a cow farm. I don't even remember how to make one. I made one a long, long time ago, but like I said, it's been a long, long time. I don't even remember how to make it. I really need to start writing the rulebook when I'm offline, when I'm not streaming. I was trying to find the original rulebook that we had for the server, and I was never able to find it. Oh, but I did promise you guys that I was going to show you some mod stuff that I was going to do during one of my streams. Let's see. Oh, Maddie, you got it fixed? Oh, cool. Yay. Matt said he was going to fix it. I'm glad he did. Anyway, I was going to check this. How many claim blocks do I have? I can claim up to 83,635 more blocks. Nice. Hey. Um. Oh, by the way, I kind of know that all. Mm, I have a feeling that you and everybody else that joined with you have been hacking as well. Bye bye. The game does not malfunction, by the way, and randomly TP people. That is not how Minecraft works. That is not even a way that one of the plugins we have could malfunction. So in case anybody else wants to try to give me that story, if anybody else wants to try to give me the story that the server or something is malfunctioning and is randomly TPing you all around my base, I kindly invite you to try telling me something else. Because that's how I know that you're just lying to me and my suspicions are true. So, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope that you enjoy. I really hope that you enjoy another server where they let you do that type of thing. We do not allow hacking on the server. I see that you said that you're my only viewer. That's fine. I'm not. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. But anyway, I hope she enjoys her evening, or he, or whoever that was. I hope they enjoy their evening, or morning, or whatever time it is where they are. And I hope they find a server that they can play on and have fun on. I do. It's just not going to be this one. If you want to log back on, that's perfectly fine. Um, but if you do hack, it is an immediate ban, and bans are non-reversible. By the way, we do not reverse bans. But if you enjoy my streams, I thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoy. Uh, by the way, if you hear me eating, that's just M&M's with peanut butter. Hmm. So, like I said before, and like I said in the rule book, and if you join our Discord server, it's stated explicitly on there. If you are banned, bans are not reversible and non-negotiable. The only bans we will reverse are bans that are due to spamming in chat and our plugin kicking you. Because sometimes you don't even spam and it kicks you. It's a little overzealous for some reason. Those bans are reversible and negotiable. If I banned you for hacking, that is non-negotiable and not reversible. There is a limit to what we will allow. We will allow you to dupe TNT, that's perfectly fine. You want to dupe carpet, that's fine too. However, TNT will only work inside a claimed land space. If you do not claim your land, the TNT will not work. That's why we allow duping. Also, We do allow some other things that some servers don't allow, and we are pretty lax, but we do not allow hacking that gives an unfair advantage over other players. If you are hacking, you will be kicked, and that is not a reversible ban. And unlike some other servers that I've been in, that I've come across, we don't continue to discuss bans. We don't reverse bans. We will not hear you out. It's permanent. And I'm sorry, but that is our, it is not actually. Fly is not something that we allow. We have in the past allowed it for a short time. We did, it was a surprise present to some players last year around the holidays. Matt changed it so that some players could fly, or that players could fly, and it was allowed for 2 weeks. But that was because we opened that privilege, we allowed it. Otherwise, that's not allowed. I'm a mod. I can fly. I still don't fly. I do not go in fly mode. That gives me an unfair advantage over other players. Okay, I'm back now, by the way. I understand that some people... Okay, so let's just sit down and have a real talk for just a second, okay? We're just going to sit here, have a little bit of a real talk. Just like I haven't been talking for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Okay, so let's get rid of this so I'll look a little more serious. Okay. So, when it comes to public servers, there are some things that servers will allow and some things that servers will not allow. One thing that 9 times out of 10 the server is not going to allow, if they are a vanilla server, which we are, what we're not going to allow is fly hacking. Fly hacking, X-ray, some other things that I can't think of right at the moment, but those are not allowed. In the rulebook, it does mention anything that gives you an unfair advantage over other players. One of the things that actually allows X-ray vision is going to be, I forget whether it's Badlion or Lunar, but one of those actually has something in it that allows X-ray. We do not allow that because I do not use Lunar. Most players don't use Lunar. There's a lot of players that will use Forge or Fabric for mods. They don't use Lunar. So if you're able to see underground, you're able to see that there's diamonds like 6 blocks to your left. Or whatever it is. Like I said, I don't use Lunar. I've never used it before. I barely even know how it works. I only know some things because of other people that I've played with. But one thing that you need to keep in mind are the rules. Because those are unfair advantages over other players, most servers are not going to allow those. Vanilla servers are the biggest one that are not going to allow any hacking, like fly hacking. They're not going to allow things like X-ray vision. And when they don't allow those, they will make it clear that they don't allow those things. We made it clear in the rules that those are not allowed on this server. When you come and you break the rules of a server, it's just like when you break laws in real life. There are consequences to your actions. Some servers will do a temporary ban. They may kick you for a time being. If that happens, you can come back. You can come back to the server. You just serve your time. You serve your time. Once the time is up, you can come back to the server. But that's also a lot of drama that occurs when you allow that to happen. I have seen that tear apart another server. When I said before on another stream, our origin story with Capecraft, that's what actually happened to that to make it shut down last time. It was because somebody got banned for a temporary ban or permanent ban. I forget what. But there were other players that had come back. I don't know what all happened with that. I'll be honest. I don't know what all happened. But they're one that's a lot more strict than we are. And they do temporary bans. We don't. And I'm going to say this right now. I do not like banning people. I don't like banning people from my stream. I don't like banning people on Minecraft. But you know, when you start disrespecting somebody, that's when it's not. That's when it starts going downhill. When you start disrespecting. When you start disrespecting the rules of the server that you chose to join, that you chose to play on, you get banned. And then when you get banned, you start infiltrating somebody's stream. You come on the stream. When you come on the stream and you start disrespecting the person that's streaming, who actually didn't do anything, that's when a lot of... Okay, look. I am not about to get into this. I am not. This is not going to happen, okay, guys? I don't like banning in Minecraft. I don't like banning on my stream. But there's just some things that just aren't allowed in polite society, number one. Number two, I am not going to tolerate it. Some people will. Some people won't. Some people will just mute you and ignore it. I don't want you coming back. I'll be honest. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming to play with me. If you're listening to my stream and you're here, I thank you for coming to play, coming to just watch, coming to listen as a podcast, whatever it is that you chose to do this evening or tonight, today, whatever time it is, wherever you are. If you were in my stream and you saw some messages that came into my stream, I can tell you multiple reasons why those are untrue. I can I can give you many, many reasons why that's untrue. But I'm just not going to get into that. I'm going to choose to be the better person at this point, ignore it, move on. And when people start bringing this up again, because when it's on the internet, it never goes away. I understand that. And when people start bringing it up again, it's still not going to happen. It's going to start getting to where I will not tolerate it. Because right now this is... Okay, guys. So we're going to start doing something. We're just going to change it up a little bit. Okay? We're going to go on to a game that I hadn't planned to play, and we're just going to see how this works out. Give me just a couple of minutes to get this up, get this working, and we'll be ready to go here pretty soon. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to pull it up. Some of you are going to be happy because this is what I had originally promised. Some of you are not going to be happy. Let's see if it'll let me change what I'm playing. Hey. Oops, I forgot to change my screens. I'm sorry. Let me go in and change my screen. There we go. Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us this evening. We're going to play some Among Us. I had originally planned on doing this Sassy Fridays. I couldn't get anybody together. I couldn't get anybody together earlier today to play it. Or rather, I did get some people together, but my schedule didn't line up with theirs. And so I was planning on just changing this to tomorrow. Changing this game to tomorrow. But I figure, well, why not do it today? I mean, it's as good a time as any, you know. I hope they start soon. Oops. I forgot I'm gray. Personally, I prefer being maroon, but maroon's already taken. Oh man. I was gonna say, yeah, we don't kill each other, we don't tell on the other. Be each other's alibi. Ah, come on. I hope I get imposter. I hope we get imposter. It's been so long since I've been imposter. Well, I mean, engineer's cool. It's cool too, I guess. I actually don't have chart course. And I know somebody's fixing to say, oh, they faked. They faked it. I didn't. You saw me. I did not fake it. Okay. O2. Usually I actually prefer to just run around instead of do tasks. But I don't really know how this lobby plays just yet. Well, I'll leave that open so y'all can see. Mm. So the one that killed me was yellow. I wonder if that was the shapeshifter, or is I wonder if there's that. Hmm. I don't remember. Ooh, Minecraft. I don't remember if there's a shapeshifter on this one. But yeah, they were asking if I know what MHA is. MHA, in case you haven't seen it, is My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero, depending on what you want to call it, how big of a weeb you are, I guess. But My Hero Academia is a superhero anime. Let me tell you, I could probably liken that to Star Wars, like the entire plot, like the good versus evil, the dark and the versus the light. I would not be exaggerating if I were to say it was like that, but better. The author is named Horikoshi, and I really think that they're probably one of the absolute best writers that I've come across. And I've read a lot of stuff. I think they just did lights. I don't know if I did right. I don't know if I did right. Ah! I mean, yeah, yeah, yellow's an imposter, so is coral. Not coral. Because Coral's the one that died. I think the one that... Actually, no, I did see Coral. I think that's the shapeshifter. So yeah, there is a shapeshifter. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to open that for you. Or was it banana that I saw? It might have been banana that I saw run by. Lime? Hmm. Oh! I protected... Dang it, I protected the killer. Request? Yeah. Okay. I really need to put on some background music when I do these streams. Oh, who's my favorite character? Oh, no, that's a good question. It has to be... Um... Definitely Kirishima. Love Todoroki too. But Kirishima is definitely my fave. I can't get over some of these names. Also, if there's a lot of interference with my audio, I apologize. I'm really bad about just playing with my microphone. That's where that sound is coming from, by the way. Well, that and I'm eating M&Ms, but If you know, you know. It would be so funny if we actually both got imposter role. That would just be so funny. And fitting, actually. Ah, man. Engineer. Okay. I don't have a task up there. So let's run. Just stand right here for a second, actually. I don't have that task. I don't think I even have anything in here. Now I'm thinking about it. My task, I think, is the one all the way down here. No? Is it the one here? No. Okay, for a second I thought I saw them shift. That startled me. Well, I was, they're probably talking about me. I'll be honest. Probably talking about me because I know I probably look like I was coming from there. I was coming from the left side, not the right side, though. I didn't go all the way down to office. There we go. I'm usually pretty good about that task. Ah, that's one of them. Oops. That's kind of odd. Because it seemed like everybody ran to the right. Yeah, they had to have vented. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh, I didn't even realize that she died. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. And this one. There we go. Yep. And that would mean that either. Yeah, if Brown was blind, that would mean that four other people were blind as well. I'm pretty sure Pink is clear. They're running around a little sus, but that's okay. They probably finished their task like me. Oh, never mind. I'm not done yet. I got to go to O2. Why are they just standing there? Somebody just vented. How many engineers are there? Because I'm engineer. Is there a body on cams? Of course not. Just how many engineers are there? This is easy one. I think Blue is an imposter. Just because he's just standing there. Look how sus he's being. I don't think Pink. I don't think Pink is an imposter. And watch, probably want to kill me. It's either blue or purple at this point. And who is sabotaging comms? That makes no sense. like how we just all agreed it's just blue. Just all of us, just like, oh, it's just blue. Okay. Oh, yay, I'm maroon. Can I please be imposter next? Please, game. Please. I want to be imposter. I made a friend, guys. I made a friend. I hope I get imposter for this. This is probably my last round of the stream, and then I'm going to go ahead and stream. So I hope I get imposter at least for this final round. I hope they turn down the speed. Oh, they didn't. Oh, Lord. And I'm not even an imposter. I kind of just realized I'm not an imposter. I mean, they were just standing there. In all honesty, I think that they killed. I think it was them. I think they did it. Actually, I think that they were just on vitals. They're an instant bystander. They actually killed, but still, I look. I'm gonna stick by my Hero Academia friend. Oh, I was right. Maybe they're both imposters, cause she came out of there and trying to duck me. I hate this speed. Where were you? Well, guys, I died on my last game on stream. Oh well. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to stream. I want to thank you for just hanging out. I just realized I had the game sound turned off. I apologize. Um, but I really do want to thank you guys for hanging out on the stream. I actually really enjoy streaming. I enjoy just playing games, getting to hang out. Um, Tomorrow I'll be streaming again. I'll be streaming Minecraft. And actually tomorrow I think I may be streaming Subnautica. I have to think about that. After what happened tonight, I'm not too sure I want to stream Minecraft just yet. I'm definitely streaming on Sunday though. I'm definitely streaming Minecraft on Sunday. I will probably have a couple of people actually playing with me that day. But I'm not going to be streaming Minecraft tomorrow. I'm more likely going to be streaming Subnautica. Yeah, Black is definitely one of the imps. Um, I'm going to be streaming Subnautica tomorrow, Minecraft on Sunday. Monday, I may actually just do a stream that afternoon or that evening. I'll probably try to play Fall Guys one day, probably next weekend. But um, yeah, just thank you guys for coming to my stream. Thank you for subscribing if you did. Just thank you for hanging out. You know, I like it. Thank you. I enjoy it. So bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Bye.